And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 3,500 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher level of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically, and in addition we're running our newer number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas. One aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented, resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. We pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Alpha Kilo 4, Sierra, Quebec.
Roger, station standby. Just a moment.
Roger, station standby. Just a moment.
This is KC9VKV station. Go ahead now with your call sign slowly, phonetically.
Go ahead now with your call sign slowly, phonetically. Alpha, Kilo, 4, Sierra, Quebec.
Roger, and what's the name there?
Roger, and what's the name there? Dan in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Roger, Dan, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Dan, and what radio are you running today, sir? Well, today I'm on my Tentec Eagle, and I am using an external speech processor. So you really helped me out on my new to me Tentec DX101D in previous weeks, but right now I'm on this Eagle. I don't think I've got so many controls on this one, but I just wanted to see how you thought it sounded. Dan in Virginia, AK4SQ.
Roger, Dan's kind of hot in the mids, kind of hot in just the upper mids, around 1.5, 1.7K, right in that area. It sounds like it's hot. So what we normally suggest, and if you want to try a setup, I know that your transmit bandwidth is reduced in that radio, like about a 26, 2.6, 2.7, something like that. 2.6, 2.7,
something like that. 2.4, and that's as wide as I can get it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so when you have something like that, the idea is to come up on the top end of your frequency response and see if you can get a few more centavos out of the top end that your transmitter's trying to reduce. So it's kind of like a game almost, but the magic frequency probably for you in that radio would be 22.6 kilohertz. If you could adjust your top end EQ to a 2.6 kilohertz and boost like maybe plus 6, 7, 8, whatever it took there to come up with a nice top end, even making allowances for the reduced transmit bandwidth. Roger?
The transmit bandwidth, Roger. Roger. I don't think I can do that in the radio, but I do have a pass band knob on my little speech processor. I turn that up to the right. Maybe that'll help something. How's that? Any change?
No, it's pretty much the same now. Do you think that does that radio have a let's see. Well, let's go back to the beginning here. When you jump around, it's kind of hard to keep it all together. But normally we would suggest, that transmit bandwidth be 100 to 2900. Obviously, your radio is not going to do that. So later on, we'll make some EQ maybe adjustments that will help facilitate a top end that would be more articulated. So anyway, without getting into the transmit bandwidth, next would be a compressor. Does that radio have a compressor processor?
Radio have a compressor processor? Yes, it does. And by the way, if I may switch off this, tell me which bands to go down. Speech processor, just a second. Which bands to go down? One. Oh, this is with the speech processor off. Any difference there?
Yeah, so I had some interference there. Back on now. Dan, you still have a copy?
Back on now. Dan, you still have a copy? Oh, yes, I hear you loud and clear, but this is with the speech processor off. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I do, but normally we suggest to make our numbers at the end, which we're trying to get to a 3 dB dynamic range. If we can get to a 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup, your average percent of peak modulation is going to be 80 to 85%. But it's a building situation. So do you have numbers on your input to your compressor processor, or does it have selections?
Processor, or does it have selections? CQ40 meters. It has numbers, I believe. Let me get back into this. Now it went from 10 to 20. Is that any better or worse?
Normally, what's your top end there? Is that a 0 to 10 or 0 to 100?
0 to 100.
Okay, so put it on 30, 30. That would be a third of its capabilities. Roger, Roger.
It was 0 to 100 and had it down around 20. So right now it's at 60. Any better or worse?
No. We want it on 30. 30. 3 out of 10 to 30 out of 100. Roger, Roger.
That's on 30 now. 30.
Okay, sir, and let's see. Go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, you become a human test tone generator. So as you say the word audio, don't worry about the back half of that word. It's just the front half, audio, that we're interested in. And as you say audio, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Roger, and I'm afraid I'm ill-prepared. I'm not sure how to get to that, so I better study up and circle back around perhaps another time on that.
Roger, which one is it that you would have trouble with? Finding the audio control or finding your ALC should be probably displayed already, Roger?
Well, I've got an AGC, which has just got 3 selections, slow, medium, and fast, and I don't see an ALC, but let me go through the mic menu and just see if I see anything.
Roger. Well, I tell you, probably the best thing would be to take notes. Then you can crank it in at your leisure, Roger.
All right, taking notes.
All right, sir. On your ALC meter, as you're looking upon it there, as you speak the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't stress it, just say it. And as you say it, adjust your mic level control, your internal mic level control, until you're reading 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. 2/3 being halfway, between halfway and full, if you could imagine that. 2/3 is, or thereabouts. So that's what we're looking for, 7 or 2/3 on your ALC as you say the word audio, and adjust your mic level so that your ALC meter reads that. Roger?
Yes, sir, I understand that. Mic level to 70% or 2/3 deflection.
Yes, sir. Roger, Roger. And that will set your modulation. Then, as far as your audio, it's you are kind of hot into your ALC right at the moment, so it's hard to say exactly where your EQ would be. But maybe next Friday, if you happen to be available to check in, we could sally forth on into that EQ and set a EQ curve. Roger.
Set EQ curve, Roger. Right. I'll study up on that and come to you. We're getting a lot of QRM. I'm hearing music and grunting and all kind of stuff in the background. I bet that's not at your shack.
Roger. Well, it takes all kinds. Unfortunately, these people do not have any ability to communicate on a humanoidal basis, so they just have to make noise, like little children. That's all they're capable of. No communication, no human, thoughts, just noise. But that's the name of the game anyway. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, and Dan, gosh, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that'll take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger? Roger, I'll look forward to that. And I'm going to switch my processor off just for my own benefit. And now it's off, so I'll be able to hear the difference for myself. And now it's back on. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your service. And I have actually steered some others to you, telling them how much you helped me out with my Yaesu. So 73, sir. I'll be listening for a little bit. AK4SQ.
Roger, Roger, Dan, and that was a big jump when you went out of the compressor into the compressor or compressor processor. It really, to me, it seemed like too much of a jump to just be a 3 or 30 out of 100. Actually, it sounded like a whole bunch more than that. So I'm not real sure, but you might double check to see what does that compressor processor have an output control also?
Processor have an output control also? It does. It's got a passband knob, a processor gain knob, and if you turn it around on the back, it's got a processor level knob, so I don't know why that's on the back. Obviously, you don't change that too often.
Roger, Roger. So that transmit level, the processor compressor level should be somewhere around 30 or 50. If it's got numbers 30 or 50, because it sounded like when you put it in there, it jumped a whole bunch more than what it should. So I'm thinking that the output of the compressor might be hot from what it should be. So, it should be very transparent. We're only talking about a 3 dB processing situation there, so it should be very light. So double check your output, and I would suggest, if you have numbers, I would suggest a 30 to a 50 on the output of your compressor processor. Roger?
Your compressor processor, Roger? All right, 30 to 50 on the output of the processor, yes, sir. And this is a Tentec product, the RF speech processor, and they actually advertise a 6 dB gain and output, so through their clipping.
Roger, now, that's not exactly the most pleasant thing to run. A clipper is just, it just fills the band with jaggies. I mean, points of modulation. It no longer is a sinusoidal waveform. Once it's clipped, it's it looks more trapezoidal, Roger, and lends itself for a lot of distortion usually. A lot of distortion usually. I understand. I think their emphasis is punching through, maybe in a pileup or something along those lines. Yes, sir. Well, it certainly would do that because it establishes a point of reference, and there's nothing going to get past that. When both those diodes fire off back to back, opposite, you'd be lucky to make half a dB of gain past those until you burn them up, Roger.
Until you burn them up, Roger. All right. Well, I don't really understand the physics involved on that, but anyway, yes, sir.
I was just thinking, maybe, you're kind of a little MIDI right at the moment. What if you came closer to Mike, and we picked up a little bit of proximity effect to increase that bottom end? Maybe, I'm not sure what your distance is now, but why don't you come in about 2 inches closer than where you are, and let me listen to you. 2 inches closer than where you are, and let me listen to you.
All right, I'm probably 2 inches from the mic right now, and I haven't been much further than that. Any change here, I'm probably a little closer than I was.
I tell you what, ballistically, you're hot, but from the standpoint of the curve, I think that's a nice curve right there. So what I would do is set my ALC modulation level and go with the EQ that you have. I think it sounds pretty good. I'm trying to get past the over limited sound technically, to get to try to visualize the EQ curve. But I think if you just leave that curve where it is and just okay, I'll tell you what you do. What's your current mic level?
I'll tell you what you do. What's your current mic level? It is 30 out of 100.
Okay, so bring that down to a 20. Let me hear you down to a 20.
So bring that down to a 20. Let me hear you down to a 20. 20 now, 20 out of 100.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, let's see here. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, Roger?
Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, Roger? Oh, well, I've had it for a long time, and I tend to, I think it's a sin, but I get attached to my machines, and anyway, it's an old friend. I've had it a long time, and it's been a workhorse for me, frankly. It was my second radio. My first radio was my ICOM IC718, which I still have, and I've had the Eagle ever since 2012, and then as I told you before, about a month ago I got my Yaesu FTDX 101D. So anyway, but I still like the Eagle. I like them all. Over.
Roger, sounds a whole lot better, man. Sounds a whole lot better. I think you'll agree when you hear the playback. And on that EQ, you could, usually we suggest that on 3-band EQ that we keep that mid-range flat, neither cut nor boost. So you might check when you go in looking at your equalizer, and another word of reference, you might be in the P set of controls on that equalizer because you do have your compressor processor on, and some radios defer to a P set of controls in that condition. Roger?
Defer to a P set of controls in that condition. Roger? Yes, sir, and that's the way my Yaesu is. But I'm not sure I have any of those options on this Eagle. I think it's a lot simpler radio. That's what I believe it is. And I've read the manual many times over the past decade plus.
Roger. Okay, so you're at 20. Try 15 if you can. Visualize where 15 would be, and let me hear you at 15.
Visualize where 15 would be, and let me hear you at 15. Yes, sir. I don't have to visualize it because it's got a number blinking at me. It's 15, so that's 15 right now out of 100.
Yeah, I think we're getting closer and closer to less distortion, and that's that's always a good thing, Roger. That's
always a good thing, Roger. Well, sounds good to me. I mean, it's what you're telling me.
Yes, sir. So I have a VU meter I'm looking at on the output of my audio system there, and right now I'm cranked into an SDR up around Cincinnati, and I'm copying the mail on you and me, and I've got my level set at 0 level on a VU meter, and when you come in, you're just slightly hotter than that, so we're really close on mod setup now at you at 18, Roger.
Mod setup now at you at 18, Roger. Roger. Want me to dial it down a little more, see what happens?
Well, just take it to 15.
Just take it to 15? Yeah, I'm at 15 now. I thought we were aiming for 15. That's where I am.
All right, so take it to 10. Take it to 10 and let me listen.
To 10. Take it to 10 and let me listen. All right, now we've got 10 out of 100. I hope you can tell the difference.
You know, I can't, and I think we have serious problems. Take your, I'm not sure that you're adjusting the mic level, because it hasn't shifted hardly any, Roger.
The mic level, because it hasn't shifted hardly any, Roger. Well, I believe it's mic gain, but anyway, let me go back up. I'm turning it as I'm speaking. That's 15, and that's 20, and that's 25. Any changes with all that?
Sounds like it might be a more limiting thing than a compression or a compression thing than the actual control of your mic level control. But I don't know for sure. It just doesn't. It gets fatter as you come up, but it doesn't get. Turn it all the way off, and I shouldn't be able to hear you if you turned it all the way off, Roger.
Be able to hear you if you turned it all the way off, Roger. Now I'm back up to 10. I did turn it down to 0. I'm not sure if you heard me.
No, it did turn off. So let's try it at a 5. Let's see here. How do we want to do that? One less than where we are, or slightly less.
Where we are, or slightly less. Okay, well, I was at 10. This is 5. Any difference at 5?
Oh, yes, sir. Now it's mellowing out quite nicely. Tell me about your antenna system, and let me listen to you for a minute.
Your antenna system, and let me listen to you for a minute. All right, you're not going to be very impressed. I've got but I'm lucky to have it. I have an off-center fed dipole and a tree out back, and I've actually got 3 of them kind of crisscrossing in different directions, and one of them I can actually tune on 160 meters, and then the others are 80 and above. So I've only got 3 trees left, and one of them's dead. So I'm lucky to have that. My wife wants to cut some trees down, and I'm a tree hugger. I won't let her do it. So she threatens my life if they fall on the house. But I'm willing to take that chance for now. AK4SQ.
Roger, very clean. Now, let's strike a compromise, though. Come up a couple of clicks from where you are, and let me listen to that level.
From where you are, and let me listen to that level. That's a 7. That's a 7 out of 100.
Okay, and do you know where your ALC meter? Can you see your ALC meter on your radio?
Do you know where your ALC meter? Can you see your ALC meter on your radio? I do not. I do not know where that is, and I'll have to. I do see it. I'll tell you what it's got. It's got something. It's got a light that blinks. It comes on. It says ALC, and it blinks. And I'm supposed to have it so it just occasionally blinks.
Yes, sir, according to them. But, if you were to set your level, like we were discussing there, as you say the word audio and adjust your ALC meter for 7 or 2/3, I'm not sure exactly what your light would do there, but it's one of those areas where you're going to be pretty close, and that light may come on just a little bit more often, because we're trying to find a 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation would be 80 to 85%, which is a nice, strong, loud signal, but with no distortion. Roger, Roger.
Loud signal, but with no distortion. Roger, Roger. Like I said, I'm going to have to revisit the manual on this. When I hit a button, it's a function and then sub-functions under mic, and I get a 7, and if I hold it down, it goes to 11, so I'm not sure what they're indicating. So I'm ill-prepared for class today.
Roger, Roger. Well, you've got some notes to work on, and then there's always next Friday, so we'll look forward to making contact with you if you get a chance. And in between now and then, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call, letter, search KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook to take you to this recording. Roger.
Followed by the word logbook to take you to this recording. Roger. Thank you so much. I'm going to do that. I'll look forward to that. And anyway, once again, thank you for all you do and your patience. My goodness, so nice.
Roger, well, glad to be of assistance, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and like I say, if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Hey, James, how's it?
Heard somebody calling, a station calling, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign?
Calling a station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign?
I got November 9 and India, so there's a few things in between there. So come up on that mic. Come up on that mic and let me hear that call sign again slowly, phonetically. Roger?
That mic and let me hear that call sign again slowly, phonetically. Roger? Absolutely. November 9, Tango, Yankee, India, TYI.
Roger, Roger, Tango, Yankee, India. Got that. What's the name there?
Tango, Yankee, India. Got that. What's the name there? Yeah, the name is Tom. Tango, Oscar, Mike. And I'm in Ottawa, Illinois, James.
Roger, Tom in Illinois. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Tom in Illinois. And what radio are you running today, sir? Yes, sir. I'm running a
Roger, Tom. Okay, let's do this. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds? Tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. Okay, sure, James. Well, the antenna, 134-foot long.
Back down to probably about 12 feet.
Roger, I've got you on my local antenna right at the moment. You're about 4 dB over my noise level. So if you'd be interested in the setup, it starts with you making sure that transmitter is in the wide transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Roger, Roger.
Well, let me check on that. I think right now I've got it set on 200 to 2800. better. That's 100 to 2900.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's perfect. That's called wide, and it is a beautiful. Lets your transmitter be all that it can be, and then at the last minute gives you a slice of daylight, so you're not into somebody else's conversation. Roger.
Roger. Okay. All right. Good enough, man. Well, I'll leave her right there. I was kind of playing around with it a little bit. I was just kind of looking to see, what.
Roger, Tom, I was just checking some of my SDRs, and right at the moment, the best copy I've got is on my local 7300. We're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. And, when I had a copy, you were about 3 to 4 dB over my local noise level, and I'm not sure if that's going to go plus or minus. But if you would like the setup on that FTDX10, we would move now to the compressor processor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We just need a third of that compressor processor capability. It's probably something you'd never hear on the air. Nobody would say, hey, he's running a compressor. It's just so light at a 3 that it doesn't suck up between words. And that's the thing about a compressor. If you drive a compressor too hard, it starts to suck up between words, and that doesn't do anybody any good anyway. So that compressor processor should be on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger, that's where I've got it set, on 30 out of 100.
Yes, sir. Okay, so now let's go to your ALC meter with the mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, don't stress it, just say it like you normally would, and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Audio. Yep, Roger, that's about where well, actually, it's just a little bit over. It's running at about an 8.
Yeah.
I'll back it down here just a little bit.
Roger, we'll just say that word audio, and it's so easy because that's what's called a steady state tone. It's not bouncing around like the human voice would. So when it comes to setting a level, you have almost a perfect wave that is not bouncing around to adjust your mic level until you're at 7 or 2/3 on that ALC meter.
Okay, Roger that. Well, I turned it down a little bit to about 45 right now. Audio. And actually it's hanging just a little bit over the 7 when I say audio, but when I'm just sitting here talking, it's hanging right at the 7. It's hanging right at the 7.
Roger that. Now, I think we've got ballistically, you're now at a 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is somewhere around 80 to 85%. Now, do you know how to get to your EQ page, your equalizer page?
Do you know how to get to your EQ page, your equalizer page?
Yeah, gosh, Tom, you still have a copy, sir?
Yes, I do. I've got it on the equalizer page right now.
Okay, so what kind of an equalizer do you have? Is it a 3-band, 8-band, 16-band?
Well, it is a 3-band, and each band has 3 equalizers in it.
Okay, they're not really equalizers. They're positions of information. So let's go to equalizer number 2, the middle one. That's your mids control. And what we want on that mids is off, the EQ off, or flat, plus or minus 0 for your mids. Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, that's the default setting. I have not touched the equalizer at all. That's all actually default factory settings, and that setting is off.
Yes, sir. And you're sure you're on the P set of controls, Roger?
Roger, yeah, I believe so. It says EQ2 frequency.
Roger, Roger. But sometimes when you have the compressor processor, the radio defaults to an additional P set of controls. So if there's only one set of controls, it's no problem, Roger.
Yep, kind of looked around there just a little bit, and it appears that there's only one set.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so on that mids EQ control, we want that flat, or plus or minus 0, or flat, Roger?
Roger.
Okay, so EQ3, which is your treble, if you can put in a frequency, we want 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz as your upper frequency, Roger?
Well, it goes off to 1500.
That's your number 3 control. Is that should be your treble, and it should be on up there at around 1.5 to 3 or thereabouts.
Yeah, well, that would be about a 1.5. I'm turning it up. That's about a 1.8 or 1800 hertz.
Right, so bring it on up to a 2.7, Roger.
Right there, 2.7 or 2700 hertz.
Roger, Roger. Now, if you have a width control, we want that width to be on 4, a 4 width. Roger?
Okay, we're still on EQ3.
Repeat?
We're still on the third set of settings.
Correct.
Because there's a bandwidth on each one, and the bandwidth on EQ3 is set at 10 from the factory.
Right, so we're on EQ3, and that needs to be a 4, because what we're doing is shaping the EQ curve. We're broadening it out. It's like a 0 is just very pointy. So what we want to do is kind of broaden that EQ3 out so it's a little smoother. So it should be a 4 width on EQ3, running 2.7 kilohertz, and then probably a boost of 10. A boost of 10, Roger? That's 10 over flat.
Okay, well, how's that? That's the bandwidth on 4.
Okay, and your 2.7 kilohertz width, frequency, right?
Correct.
And your plus 10 push? Yeah, we're plus 10 as far as increasing the frequency level. Gosh, I think you may have hit your VFO. This is KC9VKV. We're at 7188.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure. Let's see, parametric. The EQ3 frequency level. Give me just a second to get that. Okay, and you want it set for what?
2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz, Roger.
Okay, that is set at 2.7 or 2700 hertz.
That's it, Roger. And that will complete EQ3. And just to review, EQ2 is flat still. Roger?
Roger. EQ2 is at the factory settings, which 5, and the EQ2 bandwidth is at 10.
EQ2 bandwidth is at 10?
Yes, that is correct. That's factory default.
Well, I thought we just, EQ, we were talking about the mids, EQ2, and they should be, if we're going to set an EQ level, you should have flats on your mids. Your mids should be flat, Roger?
All right, so I'll turn down the bandwidth down to where it's flat.
It should be the attenuator push control. The attenuator control, has a flat position, plus or minus 0. That's called flat. Or you could do off. You could turn it off, maybe. Either one of those. We want the mids flat. Roger?
Roger. Okay. Is that what you're looking for?
It's your radio, sir. I can't, I'm not gifted with telemetry capabilities, but, as you look at it, EQ2 should be your mid-control, and we do not want that pushed or cut. It just should be flat, plus or minus 0, or off.
Yes, it is off. It is off.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's go to the base control, EQ1. EQ1, the base control. What numbers do you have for that?
Okay, EQ1 is flat. The frequency control for EQ1 is off. Parametric level control is at 5. And the parametric bandwidth is at 10.
Okay, that's your, and you only have one set of adjustments for that EQ1. Not one set of adjustments, but one group of adjustments for EQ1, Roger?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so what we want to do is put the frequency 200 cycles in that selection. We want 200 cycles in there at a 4 width. 200 cycles at a 4 width. Roger?
Roger, 200 cycles and the width is at 4.
Okay, so now we want to run that down, attenuate that frequency by 5, minus 5 on 200 cycles, minus 5 as far as the level is concerned. Roger?
Okay, that EQ level is at minus 5.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, let's go back to 3, the treble EQ control. Do you have any more boost on that left? Can you boost that hotter, that EQ3 treble 2.7 kilohertz? Can you boost the level of that any harder, or are you maxed out?
Oh, no, it can go harder. It can go higher. That's at about 3,000, or about 3,000 hertz right there.
No, I'm not talking about the frequency. I'm talking about the level. That's what I said, the level. So go back to 2.7 kilohertz. That's the frequency, and you want to keep that at 2.7. Which what I'm talking about is boosting. You have a control that you can make that louder, more effective, and so we want to do that. If you have more push left.
Yes, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I do, and I've got that up, the level is up to an 8.
All right, what's the max, 10?
Nope, I believe that is the max right there.
An 8?
Oh, no, okay, I got it to go a couple more. It's up to 10. 10 is the max. It just wasn't, this touch screen wasn't responding to my finger touch.
Roger that, roger that. Okay, so now let's go back to the base control, number 1, EQ. And I think we're like a -5. I want you to come up to a -2 on that level, 200 cycles. -2, come up a couple of clicks or so.
Roger, okay, that is a -2.
No, I think you might have went the wrong way. I think we're at a 5, so we want to go back towards 0. So maybe just a 2 instead of a 5. A 2 instead of a 5. Roger?
Roger, okay, that is at 2. The level is set at 2.
Roger, roger. I think that sounds pretty good. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, Roger?
Roger, okay. And you know what? I think I maybe got your call wrong because it came up with Albany, Indiana. So I must have got something wrong. But I think probably about the best thing I found a really super good receive section and really good at noise canceling.
Roger that. Well, gosh, Tom, I've got you now recorded, so, I did not have the best signal. You're kind of, I wished you'd had something maybe in the closet that we could have shared, which would have made things a little bit cleaner. But if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. And it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, okay. Got it. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and in the logbook, cut number...
Roger, Tom, and I think you were right on your QRZ. That's us. That is our website, and we're just across the river from Louisville. We're on the Indian side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. I can see downtown Louisville from here. Roger.
Roger. Okay. Yep. I got it right then. Just when you said Kentucky, that kind of threw me there a little bit because QRZ has it as New Albany, Indiana.
Roger, that's about 3 miles difference, Roger.
Okay, copy that. Well, James, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I will look for that audio recording.
Yes, sir, Tom. So 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Thank you, James. 7
Kilo 2 Alpha Romeo.
I'm going to just sit back here and listen for a little bit.
Roger. Station coming back to KC9VKV. Come back one more time with your call sign slowly, phonetically. Roger, Roger, Alpha Romeo, and what's the name there?
Name is Tony, and I am in Westminster, Maryland, 30 miles northwest of Baltimore.
Roger, Tony, and what radio are you running today, sir?
TDX 101, Ohio TR781 microphone.
Kind of cutting in and out. Are you using your Vox? If not, if you are, just go to manual.
No, it's probably, I have a foot switch. Sometimes I'm a little fast on it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what was that radio again?
TDX 101 Delta with Ohio TR781 microphone.
Roger that. And let's see, gosh, why don't you tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
The antenna? Mostly Pro 6.
The antenna?
Mostly it's too active on this band, and it's on a crank-up tower at 72 feet off the ground.
Alrighty, I've got my level set for you, sir, and if you would be interested, that's a newer radio, Roger.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to get that transmit bandwidth up there to 100 to 2900. That's called wide, and it's preferred because it lets your transmitter be all that it can be, and then it gives you just a slice of daylight to keep from becoming involved in somebody else's conversation. Roger?
Roger, that's how it is currently set.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, now to your compressor processor, on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We're just looking for a third of the capabilities of that compressor processor. So, compressor processor on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger, it is on. It is currently at 50 out of 100. I'll knock it down to 30. And let's see. Right at 30. Right now it's 30 out of 100.
Okay, so, sorry, a mental lapse there. I want to go to the ALC meter as you look at it with the mic gain in hand, and you say the magic word audio. Don't stress it, just say that word, and we're only interested in the first half of that word. The part, you become a human test tone generator. And as you say that word and adjust that mic, we want 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. And when you speak that word, speak it just, don't stress it, just say it as you would say any other word in the QSO. Roger?
Roger, yeah, actually I did that about a half an hour ago. I have to turn the amp off in order to get an accurate reading on the meter, but when I turn it off, I'm just about at the level that you mentioned.
Roger, well, you're not quite as full as what I would thought. Are you sure you have your compressor on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100?
Yes, that's what it is right now. Let me turn the compressor off. Compressor is off right now. Compressor is on right now.
Not really seeing much of a difference there. Do you have a switch for that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so check your level. We want if you get numbers into that input for your compressor processor, and what is that, a 0 to 10 or 0 to 100?
0 to 100.
Okay, so and you're sitting on a 30, Roger?
That is correct.
Okay, so what I want you to do then is, as you say the word audio, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Okay, I have to turn the amp off to get a more accurate reading. Just a second. Okay, are you still hearing me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. Audio, yep. It's about 2/3.
Okay, so what I want you to do is keep that ALC meter out. And as you talk to your friends and neighbors around the country, what you want to do is try to keep yourself in that sweet spot, 7 to 2/3, as much as possible. And over a period of time, like a couple of weeks, as you look at your ALC meter as you're talking and whatever, you will develop a relationship that you'll be able to keep yourself in the sweet spot with your voice. Roger, that's you might have to slightly adjust your mic level one way or the other, but you want to try to stay in that sweet spot as much as possible. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, because I originally had the mic level higher than I currently have it at the moment.
Roger, I'm looking at you and listening to you. You sound fine. Tell me one more time about your antenna system, and let me listen to you again some.
Yeah, it's Mosley Pro 67B on a crank-up tower. Mosley Pro 67B on a crank-up tower at 72 feet off the ground.
Roger, Roger. Sounds good to me. I think you'll enjoy your recording if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger.
Roger, Roger. So the compressor level sounds acceptable to you?
Sounds like it could be just a little fatter, but I don't want it to get up there and start pumping. You know, when a processor starts pumping, it just does nobody any good. It just becomes irritating. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Understood. All right, very good. Well, thank you for the help. Appreciate it.
Roger. Now that last transmission stood up real well as a level of 3 dB dynamic range. So that's what we're looking for, just that level. So you have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next Friday if possible. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout. November 2, Bravo Uniform Echo, N2 BUE.
Roger, Roger, BUE. What's the name there?
Roger, Roger, BUE. What's the name there? November 2, Bravo Uniform Echo. The name is Ron, Romeo Oscar November, and I'm in the state of New Jersey, and the name of the town is Gibbstown. Over.
Roger, Roger on New Jersey. And what radio are you running today, Ron?
Roger on New Jersey. And what radio are you running today, Ron? Yeah, I'm running the Yaesu FTDX 101D. And it looks like I'm putting out about 500 watts Palstar LA1K amp and a Cobra. The antenna is not too high. 25 feet off the ground, Jim, over.
Oh, Roger, Roger, man, just sounds beautiful. I'm copying you on the PA-SDR. I have you at about 15 over on that SDR, so your EQ curve is just fine. Your dynamic range is around 3 dB, so your average percent of peak modulation is up there, around 80 to 85%. So it just sounds real good. What have you been up to up that way?
It sounds real good. What have you been up to up that way? Okay, Jim. Yeah, I got all the parameters set in like you always say, with the processor set at, a 30, and the mic gain, I think the mic gain might be at 40, and my compression level is about 5, and the ALC is shown about halfway, half scale. So that's kind of the setup here. But the microphone is a RE27, and I guess I'm about 3 inches away from the mic. Over.
Oh, sounds really good. Are you winning the windscreen on that mic?
Oh, sounds really good. Are you winning the windscreen on that mic? What was that, Jim? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Oh, I was just curious if you were running the windscreen for that microphone.
Also, now I'm having trouble copying you. It always happens this time. What was that question one more time?
Roger, Roger. We're just thinking about, I've gone on this new kick now about foam windscreens and how important these foam windscreens are for microphones as they redirect the wind velocities from our mouths and just leave the words for the microphone to translate into electron impulses. But, as we speak, we have big wind noises that supersede the level of our actual audio that we're saying, and if those wind currents get into that element, they just kind of shake it and make all kinds of technical distortion. So, I'm on this kick now about the importance of getting a foam windscreen to place over your microphone that will redirect those windscreen plosives and stuff away from the element, and just leave the your voice for your microphone to process. Roger?
Your voice for your microphone to process. Roger? Yeah, okay, Jim, very good. I do have a windscreen on the microphone, and I guess I kind of sometimes may get a little too loud. I tend to shout into it. So hopefully I'm not distorting too much. Like I say, I look at the ALC and compression. Everything looks like it's staying in line. So I'm curious to hear what my audio sounds like with this setup here. So hopefully I'm not shouting, and I'm like, I'm going to move back a little bit, 4 inches from the mic now, and I'm trying to talk more in a monotone voice and not quite shout as much. Over.
Oh, Ron, I would go back where you were before that. The closer proximity. You just sound really so nice at that point. I would just run it like that, like you were, Roger.
I would just run it like that, like you were, Roger. Oh, okay, Jim, very good. So, yeah, well, thanks for coming back to me. It's been quite a while since we've had a contact. Well, I'm going to say maybe a couple of years, at least a year or so. But I always monitor your net, and your net's pretty active, and so a lot of times I just sit here and listen to different comments, and you always got a pretty good signal coming into to New Jersey here. So if you're here this evening, I'll give you a shout and have a short with you and say hi, and hey Jim, keep up the good work. It's I just like listening to your net and listening to the different comments. Over.
Roger, Ron. Well, gosh, a pleasure to have you, sir. And again, if you want to hear that audio, just beautiful audio, if you go to YouTube and do the call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So, gosh, Ron 73 there, sir, sounding beautiful as always. And you have a great afternoon and weekend, Roger.
As always. And you have a great afternoon and weekend, Roger. Okay, Jim, very good. Thank you for coming back to my call. 73 to you also, and have a good holiday coming up next week. So, KC9VKV, N2BUE. Good evening, sir.
Roger, sir, 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Victor Echo 3, Sierra Romeo, model.
Station calling, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, Roger.
Come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, Roger.
Victor Echo 3, Sierra. Victor Echo 3, Sierra Romeo, model.
Sierra Romeo, gosh, sir, I would suggest maybe backing off your mic level. You're really hot into your ALC meter, so I would back her off there about 10 points or so, so I could almost understand what you're saying.
10 points or so, so I could almost understand what you're saying.
Okay, this is Victor Echo 3, Sierra Romeo. Victoria Echo 3, Sierra Romeo, model.
Roger, and what's the name there?
Roger, and what's the name there?
Name is Eugene Qso.
Roger, Eugene, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, Eugene, and where are you located, sir?
Well, I'm near Toronto, approximately 15 miles north from Toronto, Ontario, Qso.
Roger there, Eugene, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger there, Eugene, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Well, it's FTDX10 and ALS amplifier, 400 watts, and tall field antenna on the roof of my car, Qso.
This is a mobile unit, is that a Roger?
This is a mobile unit, is that a Roger?
Well, it's mobile and I'm in motion. I'm driving now.
Roger, Roger. Well, it's in motion. Now, I got a question. Do you make better contacts turning left or turning right?
Now, I got a question. Do you make better contacts turning left or turning right?
Say again, I didn't catch your question. Will you repeat your question, please?
Yes, sir. Do you make better contacts turning left or turning right?
Do you make better contacts turning left or turning right?
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
Well, I'm not sure what Stubby got there. Eugene, do you still have a copy, sir? That was my attempt at humor.
Eugene, do you still have a copy, sir? That was my attempt at humor.
Well, just you're disappearing in the noise. But thank you so much for the responding. Thank you for the report. And I have to say 73, the traffic is quite heavy here, over.
Yes, sir. You might check your ALC level. You seem to be a little hot into that, and because of that, you're pretty well distorted. You're very loud, but you have exceeded that 3 dB dynamic range that we usually try to get on a ALC reading. So if you do, normally we suggest one says adjust the mic level until the ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. But everybody's got to float their boat. So, but it just sounded like to me that you might have been hot into your ALC. Hey, you have a great afternoon, sir.
You might have been hot into your ALC. Hey, you have a great afternoon, sir.
Kilo 3, Delta Foxtrot, over.
Delta Foxtrot. Come back slowly phonetically with that call sign again.
Station to direct station. This is Kilo 3, Delta Foxtrot, over.
There's somebody that keeps messing with you, Delta Foxtrot. Try one more time, please, sir.
Messing with you, Delta Foxtrot. Try one more time, please, sir.
Delta Foxtrot, got the back end of your call sign. I need the front.
Delta Foxtrot, got the back end of your call sign. I need the front.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor Delta Foxtrot. Gosh, I got the backside of your call sign, but somebody kept keying over you. I need the first part of your call sign.
Somebody kept keying over you. I need the first part of your call sign.
Well, Delta Foxtrot, I don't know where you went. You were stolen by gypsies or something, so 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Charlie Victor Kilo Victor from Kilo Echo 4 Alpha Echo Romeo.
Okay, one more time on the call sign, slowly phonetically, sir.
Okay, one more time on the call sign, slowly phonetically, sir.
Kilo Echo 4 Alpha Echo Romeo.
Alpha Echo Romeo, Roger, what's the name?
Alpha Echo Romeo, Roger, what's the name?
Name here's Bob. Bravo Oscar Bravo. QTH is Southeastern Kentucky.
All right there, Bob. Gosh, why don't you give me about 10 seconds to tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, very fine. It's only up about 35 feet. It is ladder line fed, and that should be about the 10 seconds right there, sir.
Yes, sir. I've got you on my local antenna, my 7300. We're located down around Louisville, Kentucky. I'm on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
Yes, so I love to go there for the big Bass Pro Shop they have.
Oh, roger that, roger that. Well, gosh, and that radio you're running is a what?
It is the FTDX 5000. The amplifier is the Alpha 8100, doing about 1,000 watts right now, and the microphone is the Heil GM5 microphone.
Roger, roger, sir. Well, the first thing would be to be sure that you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. 100 to 2900 TBW. It's called wide. It allows your transmitter to be all that it can be, and then gives you just a slash of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger?
Well, right there, I just changed it, and I was reading about that earlier today. It's funny I heard you on there, but I was reading about that earlier. Has that made a difference, sir?
Yes, sir. So you're in the wide mode, 100 to 2900, Roger?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, then to your compressor processor, on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We're just looking for third possibilities out of your compressor processor. Nobody will really hear it at a 3, but we want a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Yes, okay, you probably make fun of me over this. I've had this radio about 7 years, and I've never even used the processor on it, at all. So, I may need to look at my book to see what menu option I need to go to.
Well, I tell you, it contributes so little to my setup that you could just leave it off if you would like, if you're not sure about it, Roger. Just leave that compressor processor off, I think, Roger.
Okay, I've turned it back off.
Yes, sir. It sounds so much less shaky that way. Okay, so now let's go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it. Just say it as you would say any other word. And you become a human test tone generator. And adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Just say audio right about there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just interested in the part of that word. The rest of it is inconsequential. Just the if you look at on a spectrum analyzer, it's just the wall-to-wall harmonics, which is just a beautiful tone to set up on. Roger, Roger.
QSL, let me try here real quick then. Right there. That made a difference.
Yes, sir. And so if you have a chance, do you know how to get to your equalization page?
I've got my manual downloaded here onto the computer. I can pick it up.
Surprise, motherfucker.
All right, so you're kind of cutting in and out. Would there be a reason for that? Or are you on Vox or something?
No, I'm not. Maybe getting lazy. I've got a foot pedal. Maybe getting a bit lazy pushing it.
Yes, sir. It's kind of dumping in and out there, so I thought you might be on Vox. But okay, so we were going to look for the EQ page if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, let me look here and see if I can find it. I tell you, by the way, I'm sure you know this. Your audio is unbelievable.
Well, good or bad?
No, good. It's a good thing.
That's it. Well, you never know. You know, it's like you're only as good as your last performance, right?
Because I wouldn't be taking audio advice from you if it was horrible.
Roger, I'm not real sure, sir. You're still dropping in and out. I would pull that foot switch a little closer, or slam it a few times with a sledgehammer, because it sounds like it's not making contact all the time. So you might have a defective switch. I don't know.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, shut up! Good Lord, get an education, get a life.
Okay, I've got a hand switch now. I plug up in place. Does that help?
Yes, sir. It does. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, and let me listen to you.
Okay, the antenna system is just a center fit dipole up about 35 feet. It's ladder line fed, going through the Valstar AT2K antenna tuner. QSL.
Yes, sir. Now, would that radio have a soft key out like a switch out on the audio, or I'm not sure exactly what you would call it, but it sounds like it's trying to shut down between words sometimes.
Well, I don't know. That's weird.
Might check, see if some of your effects, see if you have a D modulator, or let's see here. I'm not sure what the word would be, but it's an audio switch that tries to shut off when there's silence or thereabouts. It tries to shut down the audio. So you might check to see if your radio has anything like that, because I am, of course, now. Hang on just a second. I'm copying on my local receiver, so I shouldn't have any undue latencies or any kind of other internet interesting things that the internet does with audio sometimes. Roger.
Hi, QSL. Let me look here.
Hey, Jim?
Yes, sir.
This is Brock, KK4CZ. Some of these amplifiers, like the Meritron AL80B, for example, has, and maybe you already know about it, but when there's no audio, it takes the idling plate current to 0. So it takes it's just a nanosecond for the plate current to go back up to 200 milliamps or whatever. And some of those circuits are, I've taken that particular circuit out of my AL80B because of that.
Yes, sir. It can drive you strange. I don't know if that's it or what. I just noticed that there sounded like a little switching situation there that was glitching just a tad, and I thought, well, maybe that's an SDR, because SDRs are known to do all kinds of stuff like that. So I looked down, but I'm on my 7300, so and I'm on real slow AGC and all that kind of stuff, and so I was just wondering, but I appreciate the info there, Brock.
Yes, sir. It's Brock, KK4CZ, and that other station, do you have a Meritron AL80B? And some of the AL811Hs had that same circuitry in there. They're real problematic. Do you have an AL80B?
I do not. The amplifier is the Alpha 8100.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I don't know about that one, but okay, I'll stand down. Go ahead, Jim. KK4CZ in Louisville, Kentucky. That name's Brock, not Obama.
Roger, Brock. 73, sir. Sounding beautiful as always. And you have a good afternoon, and join us next Friday. And we got you a ton of you on the recording, so you can check that. It's just always beautiful. All right, so we are on Bob there. Bob, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why don't we talk about something I don't know for about 15 seconds?
I am just turned 56 days of last month. I am a pharmacist by trade. Work at the local hospital, clinical pharmacy, and that should maybe be about 15 seconds worth of talking stuff.
Okay, Bob, you do have a problem with your audio, and I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from. Can you dump your amp and let me hear you barefoot?
There you go. No amp and about 160 watts.
Okay, tell me about your radio in about 10 seconds.
Okay, but I'll tell you about the Radio Shack here, because I came in this morning, looked at it, and thought I could not believe how messy the Radio Shack is, and I've been spending most of the day trying to get it straightened back up, so it's a little bit more fun to use, QSL.
Roger. Now, that audio is just absolutely perfect. Audio is just absolutely perfect. So come back with the box, and let me hear you with your power.
Okay, there's with the amplifier turned on. Probably about 1,000 watts right now.
Yes, sir. It's definitely the box doing something, which I'm not sure, and hopefully you have maybe some control over whatever it is, but it tends to be cutting in and out, or, as Brock was talking about the attack time, but it seems to be very slow, because I shouldn't be able to hear that, and I'm hearing it, maybe like a third of a second missing quite often. So you might, and it's coming from your box. So maybe there's an adjustment on your box that would alleviate that. But I'm just alerting you to it. Your radio is just fine, just beautiful, but it's the box that's tend to be cutting in and out, and that may be a feature or whatever it is. But you might check it, Roger.
Yes, Phil. Jim, thank you very much, sir. I will look into that. I've got the manual stuff. I'll read through it, see if it's something that just maybe changed, or maybe there might be a problem with it.
Yeah, maybe it's drive. Have you? How much drive are you using there?
About 25 watts right now.
To get how much out?
About 1,000 watts out.
Okay, let's just try something if you would be interested. Bring that down to about 15 watts, and let me hear you with your box on at 15 watts of drive.
Okay, there's 14. It goes from 14 to 16 once you get down that low. But that's 14 watts of drive.
Okay, so come back up now to 35. Well, gosh, I don't want to put your amp in danger. Can you run 35? And the other thing was, when you came back with your radio, had you changed your RF level, or was it still what your drive level was?
I had changed it. I had gone up to about 160 watts when I turned the amplifier in standby, and there's a 35 watt drive right now.
Yeah, so it's still doing it, but not as much. So it seems to be related to drive. It gets less choppy on higher drives. So it could indicate some kind of a level set in that radio to keep your finals on, as opposed to is that so you do not have any other adjustments on your power amp, Roger?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I would check Google and see, I would put the model number of your power amp in there and see what's going on. Maybe also on other services that would have ham radio operations. YouTube is good also, but just to try to see if anybody else might have experiencing that same situation, Roger.
Yes, sir. I will check into that, sir. And I appreciate you taking the time and working with me, trying to get everything straightened out.
Yes, sir. Now, that time I didn't notice hardly anything there. Are you driving at 25 now?
No, I left it at 35.
All right, I just put it back to 25. Let me listen to that.
Okay, there's that 25 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, definitely related to RF level in. If you can run 35, I would do it because it's cleaner. I don't want you to have to push your amp or anything, but 35 watts drive, whatever's a problem, level input intensity seems to correct, Roger.
Yes, Phil. Thank you very much. There's back at 35 drive.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
It's Brock, KK4C. 2 questions. What kind of amplifier is it again?
It's the Alpha 8100.
Okay. Does that have an automatic level control cable from your radio to the amp?
I don't have that. If it does, I don't have it hooked up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing it too. It's kind of we're hearing you fine, like Jim says, but it's almost like the it's not tuned right or something. How do you typically tune that 8100?
Well, I start with the recommended for the settings that came with it in the manual, and then just tweak it from there on, to the frequency I'm using.
Yeah, okay. All right, it's almost like it's running in Class C or something. I don't know, it's hard to say. Or you've lost your idle current, but I'm kind of looking at the amplifier up. Go ahead, Jim. I'm gonna look at the amplifier up here.
Roger. Well, it's a mystery, and gosh, I'm due to go fishing. So I tell you there, Bob, maybe we can get together next Friday and see if we can press this thing a little further and see exactly what's going on there. It's interesting that it could be a bias thing, that when the bias gets right, it's fine. If the bias falls down, then it cuts out. But it definitely, from time to time, we lose like a third of a second of the audio. Roger?
QSL, thank you very much. And I'm just curious if what I just did made any difference at all.
No, sir. It's still kind of chopping away. And even if it doesn't drop out, it sounds, at even low levels, it sounds just a tad choppy. Roger?
Okay, and then I've got an option here on the microphone to change it to wide versus narrow. That probably doesn't do anything, no?
No, it's in the amp. Your radio is just fine, and the way you had your setup on that mic before is the best. That last one was very bassy, so you want to go back to where you were, and it's not the radio. Kind of cool it on the radio. The radio sounds good. It's the power amp that's doing it. Roger?
QSL. And there, the amplifier is in standby again, and just the radio there.
Yes, sir. Just beautiful. And well, I tell you what. Why don't you tell me the best thing you like about your radio without the amp, and we'll have that for you to listen to. Roger?
QSL. Yeah. The thing I like about the radio most is it's big. I like big radios. I like buttons. I like being able to push buttons on radios. There's so many radios now that are, you go into different menus, don't have many buttons. But this one, it has a lot, and I like that. Back to you, sir. KEE4AER.
Roger, Bob. Now, regardless of where your RF was, bring it up to 100% on your radio. We're still running without the power amp, and 100% RF on your radio, so you're doing right at 100 watts, Roger?
No, it's a 200-watt radio, so there's 200 watts.
Oh, just beautiful. I would run it just like that. I wouldn't, well, I guess, if you got an amp, you're going to run it. So, but I would definitely do a little research on that particular amp and see if other folks have had the same situation with it and what they did for a cure. Roger?
QSL, I will do that. I will check and see, and see. Hopefully, it's something that's just that I can fix on my end. That's not very difficult to fix. But anyway, sir, I thank you very much for your time and your knowledge. By the way, and just curious, sir, are you in broadcasting?
No, but I spent 50 years in.
Okay, I thought so. Anyway, sir, it's been my pleasure. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Charlie, or Victor Kilo Victor. I can't say it right. Sir, have a great day, and 73 from Kilo Echo 4, Alpha Echo Romeo.
Roger, Bob. That radio is just beautiful. I would almost run it like that without the power amp. You got 200 watts. That's picking them up and putting them down there. So you may not need that power amp. I wouldn't feel with a problem with it if I had and didn't run it until I could locate the situation. So anyway, if you want to hear your audio, go to YouTube, do that call letter search KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger.
QSL, thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your day. 73 from Kilo Echo 4, Alpha Echo Romeo.
Roger, Bob. 73, sir. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and if one were to have participated in our show today and wanted to hear their audio, if you go to YouTube, do that call letter search, KC9VKV followed by the word logbook will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in the series of 3600, and we will have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So with all that being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.